live. Oh shoot. What did you say? It was live video.
All right, how about now?
It was live video, so yeah. Yeah, Facebook.
We want to keep everyone safe, so we want to keep everyone...
If we come that way, we're that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you need to, you can fill into this section of the street. However, we can't go past the police line that was taped back there. So we sort of have this little section of the block. The police have been nice enough to help us with that. But yeah, please don't go into that lane of traffic. Don't go sort of past the end of this little section right here. Really appreciate it. The program's about to get started.
Amazing.
Can you hold it for a little bit? I will set up a tripod so that I can access more stuff.
It's going on right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, just put your hands right in here.
Yeah, sure. You can hold that.
Oh, nice to meet you, Thupi.
How are you? Thank you so much. Okay, so, Lynn, just to get a few things, say, like,
My name is Liengante. Well, I'm actually currently... Today we are highlighting the ongoing ethnic cleansing of the Kuki-zomi tribal state of Manipur in India. Since May 3rd, Manipur has been on fire.
Here.
and to the rest of the you spent the summer there.
So I but I also yes, I did my so my
Sunita, he's saying hi. Corey with Karen. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. We should find her. Yeah.
Oh, I found her.
Okay.
We're about to. And I asked her to please let us just follow them.
What else? What would they expect?
I don't know, but she was about to say something. I was like, I'm just following this.
Yeah.
I can't deal with anything else. Where's the person that we added? Do you know where they
He's
are?
here.
No, I mean, do you know where they are?
Julie, did we figure out a place for Arjun to be?
Oh, let me figure it out.
Right now things seem to be okay.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think we're okay.
Hamza told me to
Go by
Oh, no, just don't like
latest.
I think
Yeah, if there's anybody
might
that I
have to
contact,
code it
you
out.
have to give me
Yeah, when they start.
bios. If I don't.
Do you know what is he gonna share? Like what are his remarks? Just
He was going to talk. I can grab him,
He's
but
here,
he was
right?
going to talk about the farmers' protest.
Oh, good.
so why don't we maybe put it more towards the middle? I'm just trying to see because since we're so delayed, yeah, to make sure people.
But I can go grab him if.
Could we do him after Niranjan?
Yeah.
So the 6th will be the 7th speaker, and then when she's back, we'll just.
And we didn't add anybody else, right?
No.
Because I got a message from somebody in Fiacona saying I am now a speaker. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
No. Yeah, and I'm so I didn't hear that.
Ralph, no, Father.
I had heard about him.
I told him no.
And I wish we could, but like we have to just be really balanced. With our
And I told him
conversation.
that, but then I got a message saying I am a speaker. So I was like, he went above me.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I mean, I didn't see him.
And with adding Arjun, who else asked you?
Just you.
Just me.
Yeah. Okay, I let him know. So should we? The mic is. So we're ready to go whenever you are.
Let's go.
good to see you. Really good to see you again.
Seeing our Manipuri sisters dancing in spite of their sorrow is incredibly inspiring. Let us drink in that inspiration and make this as much a celebration of everything that we desire, as much a celebration of the protest. We are here to reclaim Indian democracy and to call on President Biden to tell Modi to protect democracy, human rights, religious freedom, and media freedom in India.
A new poll shows that 4 out of 5 people in India are concerned about the health of their democracy. Now is the time to be loud and communicate our concerns to Prime Minister Modi and President Biden.
Going back to the celebratory aspect of our gathering today, Parijat Desai is a dance artist, educator, choreographer based in New York City. By confronting and working through the complexities of blending across tradition, modern and experimental dance forms, Parijat seeks to challenge the fear of change that lies behind xenophobia. A little later, Parijat will lead us in a protest dance, Dance in the Round, reframing culturally specific practices to be inclusive across race, religion, age, ability, gender, and caste. to support our activation today. But to get us started, our drummer, Nesi Ataku, who has traveled also from New York City, will treat us to a drumming start to our protest.
So I'm going left, touch, right, back, touch, left, touch, right, touch. So you're going to step forward and back. And then we're going to clap at the forward part. So we all go clap if you're holding signs, but if you can't clap, clap with me. All right, and then the other thing we're going to do is try to go counterclockwise, traveling around the circle. Okay? Can I have some volunteers? Sunita? Oh, thank you. Hi, Honka. You want to dance? Don't worry, it's really basic. So, we'll have our left foot forward and join in. And step back and join. And that's it done. That's it done. And that's it done. That's it done. Yes, you guys. And that's it done. That's it done. That's it done. That's it. That's it done. That's it, yeah. That's it, yeah. And coming this way. That's it, yeah. That's it, yeah. So I'm going left, touch, right, touch, left, touch, right, touch. Traveling to your right, towards your right hand neighbor. Left foot, right. Left forward, right, back. Left forward, right, back. That's it, that's it. Come on in, yeah. With your signs, everyone. We have a drummer, so if you can't clap, that's fine. Then, so right foot forward and small step back. Left foot forward, small step back. Left foot forward, small step back. So same thing, forward. Good, and we travel this way. Come. Yes. Whoever doesn't have signs, we need you. Come. Yes, Dakita. Yeah. Uh-huh. Welcome, Monica. Sorry, I was in a rushing mood. Dakita. Yes, Dakita. So, stay with me as we move. Justice, peace, justice, peace, justice, peace, justice. Keep moving this way. Justice, peace. Left foot, yeah. Keep walking this way. Justice. Now adding the no. No justice, no peace. 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 All right, good job. Thank you. Let's take a break for a second. All right. So I need a few more people who want to give it a try. It's very doable. We're going to do a little more. Any other people? Okay. So the folks who are doing with me, ready? So we're going to try to move in a circle. Okay. So the trick is, let's do it slowly. Left foot forward. And you're going to go, take your weight forward and then join the right foot. And then a smaller step back. Don't go back the same amount. And then touch. Now a big step forward. And a small step back. Not forward into the circle, forward counterclockwise. So maybe we can do our hands. So everybody send your hand point toward your right hand neighbor.
Already 100.
I mean, yeah, go towards your right hand neighbor.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, let's go forward. We're gonna do this. Thank you, Manipuri crew. Okay, so everybody, Monica, let's take our arms forward to the right. Manipur, people of Manipur. What should I say? Kuki-zomi. Thank you, Kuki. Thank you, Kuki-zomi of Manipur. Thank you. Kuki-zomi. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, and then you guys, you want to teach us? Okay. All right. So we're going to have left foot forward, and each time you take a left foot step, you're going to make a bigger step. All right? And then when you go back, it's going to be a smaller step. Here we go. And forward and touch. Small step back and touch. Big step forward and step. Like that. And back and touch. And that's it. Back. And here, let me come. There we go. And forward. Big and small step. And big step. So this way. Yeah. And big. That's it.
Yeah.
Justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Justice, no peace. Justice, no peace. Great. Now let's face in and just clap. Let's clap. Keep the rhythm going. And we go right and open and left and open and right and open and left and open. We have side. We support equality, not Hindu supremacy. We support equality. Hindu supremacy. Support equality, not Hindu supremacy. All right, thank you very much. You want to do one? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, they want. Okay, we're going to see some Kuki traditional dance. Would you like any rhythm? What kind? What? Okay, I'm going to figure it out. Kuki-zomi dance. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you should just do it. Yeah. Okay, everyone, thank you to those who joined, and we're going to hand it over back to City Staff.
Thank you, Kaija. Thank you, Nancy, for wrapping us up. What's movement without music? May your drum beat inspire us to move and dance at pace towards inclusive democracy. I'm Sunita Vishwanath, Executive Director of Hindus for Human Rights, and I'm proud to be your co-MC along with my colleague Kusna Bora of Indian American Muslim Council. Hindus for Human Rights is a progressive Hindu advocacy organization which stands against all forms of discrimination, including caste. We are Hindus who are opposed to Narendra Modi and his BJP government's Hindu nationalist ideology, which divides us along fault lines of hate and aspires to India being a Hindu supremacist state. By working in close coalition and fierce solidarity with organizations like Indian American Muslim Council and so many other Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Dalit, and secular organizations, we are the gorgeous resistance. Hindus for Human Rights was formed after Modi's second election in 2019. We were formed just in time to join the protest of Howdy Modi in Houston, Texas, where Modi and Trump hugged and endorsed each other. And sadly, 52,000 of my fellow Hindu Americans partook in the hate fest. My sign that's somewhere says, "Real Hindus don't lynch." That sign was with me at the Howdy Modi protest, and it has protested with me every time since Modi has come to the U.S. since 2019. As a progressive Hindu American who is committed to inclusive and secular democracy and human rights in both my countries, the U.S. and India, it is my ethical, political, and religious duty, my dharma, to stand up against the age-old atrocity of caste and the hatred and violence of Hindutva, or Hindu nationalism, the evil twin ideologies that fuel Modi and the BJP as they steer India on a very dark path towards becoming a Hindu supremacist theocracy. Shame on our government here, the Biden administration, for claiming to care about democracy and human rights, but shamelessly rolling out the red carpet for the Hindu supremacist leaders who are dividing India. While my Hinduism is radically inclusive and in fact teaches that the divine is in us, all of us, no matter our race, religion, caste, this aberration of Hinduism teaches just the opposite. While my Hindu deities are loving and compassionate and teach me how to live by showing me their flaws, the deities of this masculine and warring Hindu nationalism are angry, and their gods don't even have goddesses by their side. This Hindutva ideology is not something wreaking havoc in a country far, far away. It has taken root here in our country, and in fact, here in our cities. There isn't a Hindu community space which isn't in the chokehold of Hindutva. And right now, Hindutva is in our White House. Yesterday, my sign and I protested in my city of New York as Modi celebrated yoga at the UN. The true meaning of yoga is oneness, union of all aspects of the universe, and the humility of the self before that oneness of all. Everything that Modi stands for flies in the face of the true meaning of yoga. I'm guided by my own humanity and the best teachings of my faith to stand here today and refuse to hate. So long as we continue to band together against every injustice, including caste, racism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, sexism, and homophobia, and every form of hate, in America, in India, and beyond, Modi will lose. All of us gathered today here are the reason that Modi and his hateful ideology will ultimately lose. We are the gorgeous resistance. So I want to invite my sister Husna Vora to speak to you, my co-MC. Thank you.
Everyone give Sunita another round of applause. Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining us here today. My name is Husna Vora. I am the Advocacy Associate at Indian American Muslim Council, and my family is from Gujarat, India. So this is very important to me. So like I said, my family is from Gujarat, India, where 21 years ago, Narendra Modi used his power as the state's chief minister to allow the mass slaughter of nearly 2,000 Muslim women, children, and men at the hands of Hindu extremist mobs. My family was extremely fortunate to have escaped the horrifying mass rape and bloodshed, but decades later, they and 200 million Muslims across India are now being threatened with genocide thanks to Modi and his Hindu extremist government. Right now, as we speak, the Biden administration is rolling out the red carpet for Prime Minister Modi to welcome him to the United States.
Shame!
But a warm welcome is the last thing Modi deserves when he is directly responsible for raging mob violence, hate speech, and discriminations against Muslims and other religious minorities. Because of Modi's influence, elected officials are able to tell Hindu militants to shoot the traitors of the nation. And Hindu extremist mobs are allowed to shout this slogan in the streets as they lynch Muslims with impunity. Because of Modi's control over the media, hate speech has become so normalized that the Editors Guild of India compared mainstream Indian news channels to Radio Rwanda, which played a key role in inciting the Rwandan genocide. And because of Modi's open support for Hindu supremacism, there are now open calls for genocide against Muslims in India. In fact, in states like Uttarakhand and Assam, Hindu extremists are already taking concrete steps towards genocide. In Uttarakhand, by forcing Muslims to flee their homes, and in Assam, by stripping Muslims of their citizenship and forcing them into detention camps. I'm standing here today protesting with all of you because the U.S. has been silent when they should have been criticizing Modi for his human rights abuses. Members of the Biden administration in recent months have even praised Modi, calling him unbelievable, which is unbelievable in itself.
Right.
They've also called him a visionary and the most popular world leader for a reason. And now he's about to be granted the high honor of a state dinner with President Biden and an address before a joint session in Congress. This is absolutely unacceptable. It is unacceptable that the Biden administration gives Modi this platform to act like a democratic leader, because in doing so, Biden is complicit in whitewashing the blood on Modi's hands. Even worse, he's actively celebrating a man that has stayed silent while his supporters, garlanded rapists and murderers, press like and share on videos of Muslim men being lynched, and calls for minorities to be eradicated from India. To quote Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, how are we promoting a free and open region by supporting Modi? Why has the Biden administration been so reluctant to criticize Modi's government on human rights? How much does the Modi administration have to criminalize the act of being Muslim in India for us to see? What will it take for us to outwardly criticize the action that the Modi administration is taking against its Muslim minorities? Modi is not a democratic leader or a visionary, but a man who sits back and watches his people are lynched, harassed, and sexually assaulted so he can have his Hindu accent. We are here to say, not on our watch. Say, not on our watch.
Not on our watch.
I want to take a moment to address President Biden directly. President Biden, we the people are calling on you to remember how strongly you stood up to Donald Trump and his American fascism when you were running for president. Remember how you declared that your administration would censor human rights and democratic values? Remember your promises and stick by them by holding Modi accountable for all of his crimes, both past and present. Because if you don't, you will be complicit in the downfall of the world's largest democracy. Thank you.
Woo!
I realize there is no distraction already. It's not.
And now to invite our next speaker, Akashi Bhatt. She is the daughter of wrongfully imprisoned former senior police officer and whistleblower Sanjeev Bhatt, who is the sole surviving witness to the role of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his state administration in mass killings of Muslims in Gujarat in 2002. Akashi? It is very important to remember that what the man is capable of and what the man is responsible for. I want to speak about my father. I am Akashi Bhatt and I was very proudly, I was very proudly introduce myself as a daughter of a former deputy police service officer, a whistleblower, most importantly, the sole surviving witness to Modi's complicity role in orchestrating the genocide of 2002. All of you know well what happened in 2002. For the last 21 years, my father and many like him have been fighting relentlessly to ensure that the thousands who were victimized by the Modi regime democracy as we know it has ceased to exist in India. Democracy is at a threat. All the pillars of democracy in the country have been completely subverted by this particular regime. The judiciary, the media, all of it are being used as tools to specifically target dissenters and silence their voice of truth and honesty once and for all. Today, here, I want to appeal all of you to raise your voices. My father sacrificed 21 years of his life to relentlessly fight for the thousands who were incarcerated and victimized by this regime.
Good job.
He put his life at stake to ensure that Modi was held accountable and that he paid for the crimes that he committed against humanity. So while he defended the society at great personal and professional cost, somewhere down the line, as a daughter, I feel that the society failed him, because a society that cannot protect its heroes is a society which does not deserve them. When people like my father came out and gave them everything to ensure that the democratic values, the secular values of the country remained protected, when they were systematically targeted and examples were made out of exemplary men and women like my father and many others, the public of the country watched in deafening silence, they watched paralyzed in fear, and they did not defend their defenders. 5 years down the line, my father languishes in jail for a crime he did not commit. He was picked up from his home on 5th of September 2018 and was incarcerated in a fabricated case. Given conviction for life imprisonment 2 days ago, 28th of June, was when my father was given the conviction of life imprisonment. It's been 4 years since his incarceration, 5 years since he's been languishing in jail, all because he spoke truth to power, all because in the last 21 years he never backed down and he continued to fight at great personal and professional cost to hold Modi accountable. As a society, we cannot let the sacrifices of our heroes go to waste. That is not acceptable to me, and I hope it is not even acceptable.
Reporter in DC. I know you're Dean Rhian. I just wanted to introduce myself briefly and see if I can grab your contact info to chat later.
We learned that we need to raise a unified voice
Or if
against
not, I can
Modi.
just grab your number.
We need to debunk the narrative that he's been propagating across the world, where he's trying to portray India as a democratic nation.
This is yourself.
We need to ensure, that people outside of the nation knows that the media, the judiciary is being muzzled, is being subservient. The Indian jails are filled today with activists, students, free thinkers, whereas rapists, lynchers, convicts of the Gujarat program walk scot-free. It is time to raise our voice. It is time to stop being fearful. This regime has thrived on fear. They are comfortable knowing that people will not raise their voice because they are fearful, that they are cowardly. Let us prove them wrong. Let us tell them that Modi is not India. We will continue to remain a democracy and we will take power back from this regime, whatever. Thank you, Akashi, for those beautiful words. I know your father is proud of you, and what better representation of strength than a daughter like you. Everyone give Akashi another round of applause. I'm going to call up Parijat, and she's going to lead us in some chants and make a few remarks.
Everyone, my name is Parijat Desai. I'm a dance artist from New York City. I'm going to lead you in some chants, but first, yeah, let's do that first. So this one is, let's start with the one that we already did. It goes, no fear, no hate. We don't want a Hindu state. And then the second part is no fear, no hate. We support a secular state. So Nezzy's going to help us. Can we make some space for Nezzy? Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. No fear, no hate. We don't want a Hindu state. No fear, no hate. We support a secular state. No fear.
No hate. We support a Hindu state.
No fear. No hate. We support a secular state. No fear. No hate. We don't want to. No fear. No hate. No here. No hate. No fear. No hate.
We support a secular state.
Okay, we need to work, y'all. Let's try it again. So, I'm gonna say no fear, no hate, and then you go, we don't want a Hindu state. Okay, let's try it. Ready? No fear, no hate.
We don't want a Hindu state.
And the second one is, we support a secular state.
We support a secular
Ready?
state.
And no fear, no hate.
We support a secular state.
Great, all together now. Without Nezzy, because then you guys get quiet. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. No fear, no hate. We don't want a Hindu state. No fear, no hate.
We support a secular state.
No fear, no hate.
Don't want a Hindu state.
No fear,
No hate.
We
Support a secular state.
no hate.
We don't want a Hindu state.
No fear.
No hate. We support a secular state.
We're gonna learn another one that's actually really fun. It goes, so I say a bunch of lines and you shout, stand up, fight back. Okay? So, for example, the first one goes, when freedom of press is under attack, what do we do? When democratic norms are under attack, what do we do? Rivers and forests are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up and fight back.
When truth itself is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up and fight back.
Right, now this, we gotta keep on the rhythm. Then it goes, I go, what do we do? Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up, fight back. Okay? The last part, I'm gonna clap and you're gonna go.
Stand up and fight back.
All right, ready? We're just gonna go for it. When freedom of press is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Oh, okay. Here's the rhythm. When freedom of press is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back. When freedom of press is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Democratic norms are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. Rivers and forests are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. Truth itself is under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Your rhythm. Stand up. Stand up.
Fight back.
Stand up, fight back. When Muslim people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Colored people are under attack, what do we do? When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? When tribal lands are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up,
Fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to say that after following after Akashi, that I was in Gujarat right after the horrible pogroms on Muslims, and I volunteered for the Red Cross bringing supplies, and just the fact of my family's complete silence about this horrific killing of Muslim people, my family acted like it didn't happen. And this is, so we as Hindus and need to be allies of Muslims, and so I stand here as an ally and as a critic of Modi. Artists, we need to come forth and support the movement. I think that's all. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to share was that in Gujarat, so what I'm trying to get you guys to do is a little garba. I know it's a little, why should we do garba? But actually in Gujarat, everyone plays garba. Muslims play garba, Dalits, Christians, Parsis, Jews, who else is there in Gujarat? Yeah, everybody plays garba. So it's a space of inclusion. We need to reclaim it as such, and I'm going to come back later and try to get you to dance again. But then you have to put your signs down and really join me, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Akashi, we are with you till the day your dad gets out of prison. We are with you 100%. You are not alone.
Woo!
It is my deep honor now to welcome a colleague and a true sister of ours to the stage. Dr. Jeba Roja Singh is here. Roja is the co-founder of Dalit Solidarity Forum, the oldest Dalit rights organization in the United States. She is the author of a book called Spotted Goddesses, Dalit Women's Agency, and she is a professor of sociology at St. John Fisher College in Rochester, New York. Give it up for Roja Singh.
Hello everybody, how are you? Great. Great, even the rain doesn't stop us, right? Yes. Awesome. I'm going to start with a quote from our great leader, Dr. Ambedkar, who said, political democracy cannot last unless there lies at the base of its social democracy. It means a way of life which recognizes liberty, equality, and fraternity as the principles of life. I am Roja, and I am Dalit. I'm a Dalit woman, I'm a Dalit feminist, I'm a Dalit scholar. Anybody got a problem with that? No! Yay, thank you. So I represent Dalit Solidarity Forum, and we have been around for over 30 years. And we work for the education, agitation, and organizing of rights of everybody, but definitely focusing on Dalit rights. On a Sunday evening in early August, a 9-year-old Dalit girl went to a crematorium across the street from her dwelling in the Indian capital of Delhi to fetch cool drinking water. She never returned. At the crematorium, I found her lying on the ground, her mother said, crying. Her lips were blue, there was blood under her nose, and the girl's bleeding mother spoke to BBC. 4 men have been charged with raping and murdering the 9-year-old child, but they say that the girl was accidentally electrocuted. And again, the same month, a 13-year-old Dalit girl from West Delhi was raped and killed by a relative of her landlord. Again, the perpetrators appear to have lied about the cause of her death, claiming that the girl succumbed to food poisoning. These and hundreds of horrifying cases of sexual assault against Dalit girls and women are common in India. Dalit women are subjected to multiple forms of discrimination because of their caste, gender, and low economic status, and are particularly vulnerable to sexual violence. Caste men demand an entitlement legitimizing ownership to Dalit bodies. Caste-based crimes are normalized in India. Every 3 minutes a Dalit is assaulted, and every 18 minutes a Dalit woman is raped. According to IDMM, a movement campaigning for the rights of Dalit women, existing laws under the BJP, which is meant to safeguard the rights of Dalits and Dalit women and girls, are not fully and appropriately enforced. Haryana is known as the gang rape capital of India, and India, according to statistics, is a rape nation capital of the world. How shameful is that? We stand here for democracy, yes, but casteism, no. end casteism, end hatred against Dalits, Muslims and Christians. A government that does not stop the spread of violence is the source of violence. An invisible fence surrounds India within which concentrated and targeted violence. A holocaust is happening right now in 2023 in the world's largest democracy, and the United States has chosen to honor its leader. We at Dalit Solidarity Forum stand today in Washington, D.C. with all of you collectively on June 22nd, 2023, with all supporters of a true democracy, and ask that President Biden declare that the United States does not support the violence-based policies enacted by the government led by Mr. Modi. He should be questioned on the politically motivated state-sponsored genocide which recently happened in Manipur, and not just under his watch but under his orchestration. There is no possibility of democracy without demolishing casteism, violence and hatred against minority communities, Muslims and Christians in particular. Even a stray dog in India enjoys the freedom to walk freely and fearlessly, but not Dalits, not Muslims and Christians, whether dead or alive, even Adivasis. Our very bodies are considered non-human in India. Minority rights does not exist, and our right to live is dead. Violence has become the order of this democracy. 200 million Muslims, 200 million Dalits, 28 million Christians and over 100 million Adivasis live in fear in India. When millions are targeted for murder, what do we call it? Genocide, right? So therefore we need to speak up and speak out, and that is why we are here. There has been an uptick, an appalling uptick on attack on Christians, and over 80% of Christians are Dalits as well. 139,000 crimes against Dalits in just between 2018 and 2021, and 46% more incidents in 2019. Increase in registered rape cases and institutionalized routine hate speeches normalized rape and flogging and lynching of Muslims, Christians, Dalits and the Adivasis. And since BJP came to power, demolition trucks have been let loose, targeting homes and faith spaces of our minority groups, and we condemn that. Authorities have intensified efforts to silence civil society activists, human rights defenders and independent journalists by fabricating political criminal charges to jail and murder those on the side of what is right. The BJP government enforces restrictions on foreign funding regulations and harasses human rights groups. The UN Special Rapporteur on Minority Issues in 2022 reported the forced evictions, housing and property demolitions directed against Muslim minority communities in the past months. It is named as collective and arbitrary punishment against Muslim minority and low-income communities. UN reports that Dalits have been the target of choice for the poison of hate and violence propagated by social media platforms. The International Dalit Solidarity Network states that violence against Dalit women remains unreported and higher prevalence of gang rape against Dalit women. And we are all aware of the Hathras gang rape that happened in 2020, and those accusers are running free right now. They slit the tongue of that young girl in Hathras. But you know what? For every tongue that is slit, 1,000 more tongues will speak up that story. They cannot end the story with these gang rape victims. We will continue their legacy. We will speak the truth. And Mr. Modi holds the torch for Hindutva. Hindutva is a coercive state of mind that seeks a body horse towards a concretization of hate by perpetrating fundamentalist views that some people are polluted and therefore their lives do not matter. And we will not take that anymore. Hating, murdering, raping a non-Hindutva Hindu, Muslims, Christians, tribals, Dalits, LGBTQI friends, transgender friends, women who speak, bold women, all of them are target of the sociality of hate cheered on as Dharma in Hindutva. Collective work is the need of the hour. That is what we represent today, and we are going to demand a public statement by President Biden's administration condemning the ritualization of genocide happening in India under the Indian Crime Minister's leadership. A government that does not stop the violence is the source of violence. We are here today reclaiming the rights of all those being massacred in India. We demand protection for women, children, Dalits, Muslims, Christians, tribals, non-Hindutva Hindus, human rights defenders, journalists, everybody who's speaking the truth. We want the right to live and to live peacefully. We demand that social, political and economic equality that Dr. Ambedkar fought for and inscribed in the Indian Constitution will rule. We stand on a single platform today to build that solidarity for a better world where the Hindutva lifestyle of hurt, hate and murder has no place. Thank you.
Powerful words from a powerful leader. So we're listening to these incredible voices of testimony, and the people who really need to be hearing them aren't here. Well, actually, I have a surprise for you, because our friends Joe and Naren actually did decide to stop by. Isn't that incredible? So Joe, come on over, Naren. I guess we're, as Americans, rolling out the red carpet for the Prime Minister, or as Roja said, the Prime Minister of India. The question is, have Joe Biden and Narendra Modi been listening to our words of pain and suffering and our demands for democracy and justice? That's the question. Joe and Narendra, why don't you come on up the red carpet, which has been rolled out for you. And if you see, there's two arrows here. I wonder which way each leader will go. Towards democracy, which is what we ardently hope, or towards the dark side. Maybe we can have some drumming for this moment of truth. Oh, that's a little close for comfort for me. Which way? Come on, you can do it. God is in every one of us, even Modi. Come on, you can do it. No justice, no peace. 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 No justice, no peace.
We support equality, not Hindu. We support equality,
not Hindu supremacy.
We support, come on, join us, you guys. We gotta save this situation. We support equality,
not Hindu supremacy.
We support equality,
not Hindu supremacy. Not Hindu supremacy. We support equality.
not Hindu supremacy.
We support equality.
Not Hindu supremacy.
Okay, guys, you gotta make your minds up. What's it gonna be, Modi? Are you gonna listen to the prayers and the wishes and the demands of the poorest and the most oppressed of your country? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do the right thing? Are you gonna vote for justice? Are you gonna save Indian democracy? Are you gonna shake hands with Joe Biden and both of you? Both of you. Make a pledge to be there for the poor of every nation. To respect media freedom. To not interfere in the judiciary. To not arrest people just because they spoke their view. To release Sanjeev Bhatt. to. Demand it. You guys are silent. This is very frustrating. Okay, if you choose democracy, follow the correct arrow and make us so happy so we don't have to do another one of these protests and I can retire my sign. What's it gonna be?
No! Boo!
So guys, that's the reality we live in. And so we gotta keep protesting. We've gotta cling to each other. We gotta not let go of each other, stand up for each other, not just for our own. And together we'll have to keep fighting.
Let's give them another round of applause.
I'm going up next.
Our next speaker will be Arjun Singh Sethi. He is a community... Arjun, fan club here today? Arjun is a community activist, civil rights lawyer, and author based in Washington, D.C. He is also an adjunct professor of law at Georgetown University Law Center and Vanderbilt University Law School. Arjun?
I'm here today to tell you that India is not the world's largest democracy. India is the world's largest authoritarian regime. Democracies don't discriminate against Muslims. The Citizenship Amendment Act, on its face, prioritizes Hindus and excludes Muslims and other minorities. The National Registry of Citizens has been celebrated as a census, but in fact it's just a mechanism to disenfranchise and strip Muslims, Dalits, and others of their citizenship. This should sound familiar. We saw the same thing happen to the Rohingya in Myanmar, and we know what happened next. I'm here to tell you that a democracy doesn't terrorize minority communities, LGBTQ communities, Muslim communities, Dalit communities. Lynchings are so common in India today that they are organized online and the videos uploaded for the world to see. I am here to tell you today that democracies don't wage war on the press. What if I told you that for the last 5 years, India has led the world in government-enforced shutdowns? They routinely arrest, incarcerate, charge journalists without process, without human and civil rights. Many continue to languish in prison today. Many of you have heard of the BBC documentary that was released just this year, which found that Modi was directly responsible for the 2002 Gujarat pogrom. How did the Indian government respond? They responded with censorship. They then raided the offices of BBC in New Delhi and Mumbai. And so I ask you this today. If the Indian government is willing to attack the British Broadcasting Corporation, imagine the plight of journalists and human rights defenders in India today. I'm here to tell you that a democracy doesn't provide impunity for criminals and human rights abusers. I'm speaking about a decade of enforced disappearances in Punjab, extrajudicial killings for generations in Kashmir, mass blindings of children in Kashmir, and impunity for Narendra Modi himself. Modi was banned from this country for more than 10 years. This White House decided that he was not fit to be on US soil. And I am here to tell you today that he should be banned again. He has no business being on U.S. soil. And for those of you who think change is impossible, for those of you who think that a movement is elusive, I remind you of the farmers' protest. I remind you that 250 million people came together in India in solidarity with the farmers of India, and they won. And so can we.
Thank you, Arjun. May we have many, many, many more wins. I now welcome another important fighter in our coalition, in our movement, Reverend Sarah Anderson, a Lutheran pastor from Philadelphia, to the stage. Reverend Sarah will share her experience of the continued discrimination, violence, and persecution against Christians in India. May there be no more Father Stan Swamis that we sacrifice to this hatred.
Thank you, Sunita. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming out this day so that we can stand shoulder to shoulder, showing our fellow countrymen, showing our friends that we stand in love for the country that is called India. What we once knew as a peace-loving, harmonious, multi-religious and multi-ethnic subcontinent has since 2014 seen the worst attacks on religious minorities. Christians in particular have been killed, threatened, injured, and put under severe stress for a simple reason of exercising their religious freedom. Can you imagine a time when you are required to provide 60-day notice to the government if you want to be converted? What kind of a nonsense is that in our 21st century? President Biden, we appreciate you, your team and staff, and all the steps that you have been taking to uphold human rights and defend democracy here in the US. We urge you to hold your Indian counterpart accountable to do the same. Human rights violation anytime and anywhere is a threat to democracy everywhere. Protect religious freedom in India. Warn Prime Minister Narendra Modi that his vision for one Hindu nation and his dream to unify India as a Hindutva is already a nightmare for Christians in India and those of us here and around the world. President Biden, do not underestimate the vicious power of Prime Minister Modi. He promises good to all, irrespective of religion, caste, or class. But indeed, he stands in glove with violence. He's stirring up religious conflicts through the anti-conversion laws. He encourages local governments and the police to target and to torture ordinary Christians who are going about their daily lives peacefully. Stop the burning of churches, killing of pastors and their congregations, violence against women, because you, of your vain fantasy, your daydreaming of a Hindu nation. Wake up, Mr. Modi. Wake up. Pitch your tent in the reality of our people who are dying because of all the atrocities. Stop burning. Stop burning churches in Manipur. Do not dial the clock of civilization and modernity back in India. Stop decimating churches and ethnic cleansing of minorities in India. President Biden, don't let friends drink and drive. And please know that there are leaders of democratic nations who are right now drunk and under the influence of curtailing religious freedom. Save our democracy. Save democracy in India. Save democracy from the hands of the Hindu nationalist parties and our Prime Minister, who is obsessed with anti-conversion laws. He is dividing our people, killing Christians, and threatening democracy in India. With all our struggles, with our spirits put together, our spirit to fight back, may democracy live long in India. Long live democracy. Long live India. God bless you. God bless America.
Thank you, Reverend Sarah. I have an announcement for everyone. There's an event that is open to the public. It's a briefing that has been called by Ilhan Omar, and all the elected officials and their staffers who are boycotting the joint session of Congress are gathering from 5 to 7, and we are all invited. The public is invited. It's in CBC 249 under the dome from 5 to 7, and I would get there early because of security from experience. I'll say that again before we finish, but everybody who's around should go for sure. Now I would like to introduce a very brave man, Niranjan Takle, investigative journalist, reporter from India. Niranjan will speak about the intensifying repression of media in India today. He is the award-winning Indian investigative journalist who broke the story of the murder of Indian judge Loya. He wrote a book about this, and that case implicated the BJP president, Amit Shah, who is now the Home Affairs Minister. And so you will be riveted by Niranjan's talk today.
Thank you, Sunita. I have worked in India as an investigative journalist for more than 25 years. And my last investigative story about the murder of a judge, Judge Loya, ended my career as a journalist. And actually, that's an example what is the situation of journalists under press freedom in India. The biggest story of 2017 ended my career. I'm here actually because I had heard that America upholds freedom of expression, America upholds democracy, America upholds liberty, America upholds secularism, and America is inviting the person who has downplayed all these values back home in India. Narendra Modi is known in India for the riots that happened in Gujarat 2002, and right now riots are happening there in Manipur for the last 1.5 months, more than 1.5 months. People are getting killed, people are getting displaced. It's an ethnic cleansing that is happening in Manipur. But the Prime Minister of India has chose not to utter a single word about it. I mean, we have seen examples. We have seen examples when a film actor meets with an accident or a film actress suffers because of cold or flu. Narendra Modi tweets about it. But people in Manipur are getting killed, they are getting displaced, ethnic cleansing is happening, but this man has not uttered a single word, neither has he tweeted about it. And this is the situation that is happening. And I'm a journalist. I firmly believe that it is my duty to tell the truth and shame the devil. And today is the situation that the leader of the largest autocratic nation is getting the state welcome. He's going to address the joint session of US Congress, and I mean, I'm just appalled that how can this happen? How can United States? I saw an actor working here a few hours before that he is taking Narendra Modi to the crossroads of autocracy and democracy.
I mean, is Narendra Modi going to pull Biden to support his autocracy? This is a real question. In last 23 years, this man has not addressed a single press conference. In last 23 years, he does not feel that he is answerable to anybody. And we say that India is the largest democracy. This is not the democracy that my forefathers fought for and got the freedom. This is the book that I wrote about the murder of the judge. This judge was presiding over a case in which Amit Shah, the present day Home Minister of India, was the main accused. And 15 days after the judge's murder, the new judge presided over the case and discharged Amit Shah without verifying a single page of the 12,000 page long charge sheet, without verifying a single witness, without verifying a single call data record. There were 390 page long call data records. Nothing was verified and simply he was discharged. And I mean, this government is anti-democracy. This government is anti-secularism. It completely downplays the diversity in India. They want uniformity to impose in India, whether it is of language, whether it is of religion, whether it is of culture. Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan is their slogan. And I just do not understand that when my constitution, the first sentence of my constitution says that India is a union of states, we have to respect that sentence, the diversity, the cultural diversity, the linguistic diversity, but nothing is honored by the Prime Minister of India. And it is really, I'm ashamed that such person is getting a state welcome, he's getting a state dinner. So I just don't know what is happening in India. I'm going to go back to India. We have to fight. I don't know what will happen after I return to India, but we have to fight for the democracy. We have to fight for the secularism. Somebody was asking me here that what keeps you going on. When I was brought up in a society which was fearless. I was brought up in a society which was secular, which was liberal, which was, we never considered about religions. And if I want my daughter to live in the same atmosphere, it is I who has to try for it. It is I who has to pay that price. It is I who has to sacrifice for upholding those values. And I can only assure that I'll keep doing that. I'll keep fighting for democracy. I'll keep fighting for secularism. I'll keep fighting for the diversity in India. I do respect that. Thank you very much.
You know, so many times when I speak to Indian Americans about my wish that they would speak up, do something, tweet something, support our organizations, something that everybody's very worried about is, will they be able to go back to India? Will they be trolled on the internet? Will something bad happen? All of you who are here, please remember the words you just heard from Niranjan Takle and Akashi Bhatt, and think about how much people are sacrificing so that the future of India can be a better and more harmonious and peaceful one than the one that people are suffering in today. Thank you, Niranjan Takle. So now, speaking of people suffering in India today, we have a speaker from the Manipuri community. And so I want to welcome Lien Gangte onto the stage. He's the Canada chapter president of the North American Manipur Tribal Association. He has many of his brothers and sisters here with him. Lien will speak to the horrific atrocities currently being committed against the Kuki-zomi people in Manipur. And let me note that our Prime Minister of India, or as Roja said again, Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, has not mentioned the word Manipur. He hasn't gone to Manipur. He would rather come here and do yoga in New York City. Lien.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is so beautiful to see all of your faces today. My name is Lien Gangte, and I represent NAMTA, North American Manipur Tribal Association. And I'm so proud to see everybody and all my Kuki-zomi brothers and sisters here, and along with everybody else present. Thank you so much. On May 4th, a mob over 1,000 strong attacked my family home in Imphal, Manipur, in broad daylight. This home was in our family for over half a century, and it's now completely looted and burnt. Without getting into too much detail about my own family, I just want to say, even with that sort of a description, we're actually still one of the lucky ones. My dad sustained a head injury, but thankfully he's recovering. He's in his 80s. My brother, eldest brother's family, they basically just escaped with just what they had on their body, and they're just seeking shelter elsewhere, and that's the lucky ones. Since the 3rd of May, our state has been on fire. We have lost over 100 lives, over 6,100 homes burnt, looted, some burnt twice, including my own home again. More than 300 churches set ablaze, 115 villages torched in the periphery of the Imphal Valley. And even according to most conservative estimates, we have about over 41,000 internally displaced people. This is our situation. A 7-year-old boy, Tonsing Hamsing, was burnt alive with his mother and another woman accompanying him to the hospital. Domkohai Haukip, an elderly woman, was shot dead while praying in her village church in Kangkukpi district. Young tribal women were publicly raped and killed. Zamngai Kim Gamte, a young tribal woman, was witness to the lynching of her brother and mother as they were trying to flee the mob attack in Imphal. Even our elected members, Mr. Vungzakin Balte, a BJP cabinet member, nevertheless, viciously attacked. His driver was killed. He was beaten so badly, he has been paralyzed. Nobody is safe, whether you are a daily wage earner or the top of our Kuki-zomi society. Nobody is safe. Internet blackout for the last 50 days, since May 3rd. Please just calculate how many days that's been. Especially bad in the hill districts, where we're not able to even figure out what's going on and have a counter narrative to any falsehoods that's coming out of the state government or from the Imphal Valley. No way of countering those claims. In all this chaos, the state government has been unable or unwilling to act and protect all its citizens equally. And because of that, they've lost any credibility of being a neutral arbiter. The Kuki-zomi tribals have been systematically removed from the Imphal Valley in what appears to be a premeditated manner. This is ethnic cleansing, pure and simple. In all this, as speakers before me have mentioned, our Prime Minister is deafeningly silent. Can you guys hear me?
Yes!
Can you guys hear me?
Yes!
Why is the Prime Minister silent? Why is he silent? The Kuki-zomi people in Manipur are barely 1 million strong, in a tiny state whose total population is only a fraction of Delhi's. So please think about that. Are we to be one of the forgotten casualties in the integrationist majoritarian drive that has encircled us? That is the question on my mind, and I'm sure on the minds of many of my brothers and sisters here. We demand that the Prime Minister break his silence and visit the state as the first step in bringing about some form of normalcy to this ongoing crisis. A direct rule by the center needs to be established, because the intermediary ruling system through the state government has miserably failed. At this point, they are passing accountability from one to the other. We need direct central rule so we can know who is accountable and who is responsible for the suffering of our people. We call on every concerned individual to exercise their democratic rights by urging their elected representatives in the US and Canada to provide humanitarian aid, security through various UN bodies, including the peacekeeping force. This is our cry for help. And I'd like to just end by a simple chant that I've grown up even from the time I was a little baby. Inqilab! Inqilab!
Jindabad!
Inqilab!
Jindabad!
Thank you so much.
It's very moving to see the Manipuri community in America organizing. They were at the UN protest yesterday also. More power to them. Inqilab!
Jindabad!
So we are going to close our rally now. I'll once more remind you that there is a briefing in CVC 249 right under the dome from 5 to 7 p.m. and everybody is invited. It is a briefing being called by Ilhan Omar, and maybe some of all of these very important issues, including the situation in Manipur, the conversation can continue there. So now it just is left to me to thank all of our amazing rally speakers, to thank Parijat and Nezi, to thank everyone who worked tirelessly on making this rally possible. Believe me, it was months of work. And to all of you who voted with your feet to be here today and stand up for justice, and the few of you that actually used your feet to dance with Parijat. Please, please do not stop resisting hatred every single time you face it. Please do not stop resisting these far-right forces whose goal is to divide us. Please be brave in your families, in your communities, in your houses of worship, to raise difficult questions, have difficult conversations. That's the beginning of activism, to talk about it, to talk about the problem, to admit there's a problem and make your loved ones have that conversation with you. Please use every platform you have, whether it's a physical platform or online, to put pressure on Modi and Biden to protect India's democracy and human rights, and also to protect our democracy right here, as well as religious freedom and human rights. Another world is possible, and it's up to you and me to make it together. Thank you all so much. Inqilab!
Jindabad!
Inqilab!
Jindabad!
Inqilab!
Jindabad!
Let's have Parijat back to and Nezi to take us out on chants and drumming. Thank you all so much.
Hey everyone, we're almost finished. Please just come a little closer so we can build the energy. I just invite whoever is part of this protest to bring your bodies a little bit closer. Put down your phones, put down your signs, and come and join. We're gonna clap and chant. Okay, yeah. Tell that story later to your friend, come join. Okay. So we're gonna do the one where we go stand up, fight back. Yes? So
no, I'm not. Yeah.
I say the line, you guys go stand up, fight back. So let's practice the first part. When Muslim people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Muslim people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Kuki-zomi are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up.
Fight back.
Stand up.
Fight back.
Stand up.
Fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back.
Whoever's still part of the protest can come along. Thank you, yeah, come on in.
They're all calling us to come forward.
If we're going to get anywhere, we need to build power. So let's feel that power physically.
What is he doing?
And then just remember the last part, I'm going to go. And then you go, stand up, fight back. All right. Nezzy, pull us in. When Muslim people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
People are under attack, what do we do? When Kuki-zomi are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Muslim people are under attack. What do we do? When Dalit people are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. Immigrants are under attack. What do we do? When Kuki-zomi are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Stand up. Stand up.
Fight back. Fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Good job, everyone.
Woo!
I just want you, if you are here, just to take a moment and take a breath. I'm going to do a quick land acknowledgement that we are here standing on the land of Piscataway and Palenque and Anacostan indigenous peoples' land. And we give thanks to those people for stewarding those lands. We acknowledge the land itself that we are able to stand on and that holds our dancing. And we thank our ancestors as well, the ancestors of each of us, for paving the way. The blood ancestors, the intellectual ancestors, and the political ancestors for paving the way for us to be here. And we thank you all assembled for coming here to let your voices be heard. May the force be with us. JB.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome.
We shall overcome someday.
All deep in our hearts. We shall overcome someday. Again. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We
Shall overcome someday.
all deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। हाँ पूरा मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। Again, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। हाँ मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। May peace prevail!
Michelle.
Gaurav is a great scholar, but the most humble person I've ever met. This is my son.
Yes, absolutely.